This is R.D. Sharma Solution Class 12, Chapter 14, Differentials, Errors and Approximation. We are taking multiple choice question, that is MCQ. If there is an error of 2% in measuring the length of a simple pendulum, then percentage error in its period is. Okay, now we have to go back to physics. You know, the chapter of physics where we have the pendulum being explained. So I have to show you the concept here and the result here so that you can refer. Okay, so what is a pendulum? Nowadays it is antique, but in previous days it's like hanging rod. It moves, it goes from left to right, and the length of string or the rod is L, and there's a time period which it completes for completion of one round, that is called T. Now the question is asking if there is an error of 2% in measuring the length of a simple pendulum. So L error. So this is the error 2% in measuring the length. That is, if this is L, I already told you how to compute the percentage error. Delta L, that is the change in the length divided by the original length multiplied by 100, is going to be your 2% in this case, because this is your percentage error. So let us make it as 2. Okay. Now the next one is delta L into DL. This, or delta L or DL, we use it very interchangeably. So this is nothing but DL by L into 100 equals 2. Alright. Now the time period. So the formula of time period you have to recall, I have given here also for your reference. That is going to be T equals 2 pi under root L by G. Now I'm going to differentiate it and you'll see what is the problem. So 2 pi is a constant and gravity G is the constant. So the percentage error in its period is, that is delta T by T into 100, that has to be computed. That is what we are interested in. So let us differentiate, but we have an issue here. The differentiation will take a lot of effort if you deal with root, and you have L by G also. So the best way is to take the logarithm both sides. Take the logarithm, that is log T. I'm taking this log T is equal to, so A into B, so log 2 pi into plus log under root of L by G. But taking log under root L by G, this is L by G is to the power half. You take the log of this, half will come in front, and log A by B is log A minus log B. So it will be log L minus log G. So log A minus log B, that means log L minus log G. Now it is quite easy to differentiate now. So there are certain constants which will just go away when we differentiate. So we'll differentiate with respect to L. Log T, 1 by T, then dt by dl, because we are differentiating with respect to L, not T. This is equal to log 2i, pi is constant 0, log G will also vanish because it's going to be 0, it's a constant. Only log L differentiation, that will give you 1 by L. Now we have this dt by dl, this t you can take it here, t by L kind of thing will come, but we are not interested in this. We are interested in finding out this dl by L into 100, that is already given, and we are going to find delta t or dt by t into 100. So let us interchange these. We have dt by t is equal to dl by L, and there is a half also. But in the question, dl by L into 100 is given, so let us multiply both sides by 100. dl by L by 100 is already given, which is 2. You can replace it by 2, cancel it, it is going to be 1. And what is on the left side? dt by t into 100, that is what? That is what is to be computed. As I said, dl and delta L has to be used interchangeably, and that is going to be 1. So there is an error of 1% in calculating the period of the pendulum if there is an error of 2% in measuring the length of a simple pendulum. Alright, so this is the way you have to do it. On the left, in the printed content, I have given you the way you are going to write it in your examination. If there is an error of a% in measuring the edge of a cube, the percentage error in its surface is, let us call edge as x. So delta x by x into 100 is given as a% is a. Then percentage error in its surface is, percentage error, what is the surface area? It's 6x squared. The one side area is x squared, there are 6 sides, so 6x squared. So call it as surface area or call it as y to better understand y and x. dy by dx differentiation is going to be 6 and x squared will be 2x. So it will be 12x. dy by dx is 12x. 6x, 12x. Okay. Now, we have dy by dx here. Y we have taken as surface area, x we have taken as the h, or the side, or the length. So delta y by y into 100, that is what we are interested in, right? So dy is here. We have 12x on the right hand side. Now take this dx on the right hand side, and this dx by x into 100 is already given to us. So from here we can compute dx. Dx is delta x only, so x goes up, a into x by 100. So in place of dx, you can always write ax by 100. So it's 12x, ax by 100. This is dy. So dy by y into 100 is to be computed. So we have to introduce 100 on the right hand side and divide right hand side by y also. And y is what? It's 6x. So this 100 gets cancelled. This x and this x will form x square. You can cancel it with the denominator. 6 to the 12. A is remaining, so 2a. So percentage error in its surface area is 2a%. And how we are going to do it? Let me show you. Now mostly I try to solve it and then show the reference, because most of the people on comment, they say, hey, you have the answer already with you and you just show it, and they give gandi galiyas to me. But it's okay, it doesn't matter. The main thing is you should understand how this thing is done, because printed material is available all over the internet. But how to solve it is the best thing. You can learn from me the logic. So this is the answer. If an error of k% is made in measuring the radius of a sphere, then percentage error in its volume is. So radius, call it as x, and there is a percentage error of k. I'm calling radius as x, so volume I'm calling it as y. So delta x by x into 100 is given as k%. This is already given. Now the percentage error in the volume is, what is the volume? Y. What is the volume of a sphere? 4 by 3 pi r cube. We'll write it as 4 by 3 pi x cube. Let us differentiate it. Dy by dx is going to be equal to 4 by 3 pi x square will be 3x. 3 gets cancelled. You have 4 pi x square, which is actually the surface area also. So dy by dx is there. Dy here, dx goes on the right. Dx can be computed from the given content here. So we can write this dx in this case. So dx, so this x was not there, 100 was not there. So let us write in place of dx or delta x from the equation which is being already provided or in the question from here. So x goes up, 100 goes down. So it will be kx divided by 100. So in place of dx or delta x, replace it by kx by 100. 4 pi x square into kx by 100. Okay, now we have this dy or delta y. Now dy by y into 100 has to be computed. That is what we are interested in. So you have to have 100 on the right hand side multiplied and y being divided on the right hand side. So just divide it by y and multiply it by 100. As I told you, y is already 4 by 3 pi x cube. You can place it right now. Okay, cancel 100, cancel x cube from here. From here, the pi goes, 4 vanishes, 3 goes up. K is still there, so 3k. So dy by y into 100, that is the percentage error in its volume, is 3k% if an error of k% is made in measuring the radius of a sphere. How are you going to write? This is the way you are going to put in on the paper. The height of a cylinder is equal to the radius. So there is recalling always of the volume, the surface area, or the total surface area of various shapes which we already learned, like the cylinder, the cone, and the circle, etc. So this is the height and this is the radius. Please remember, radius and height is already given as same. So change in radius, change in height will be equivalent. So let us call them as x. They both are same. If an error of alpha% is made in the height, let us write it with respect to height, and then we'll just change it to the x. That is delta h by h into 100 is given as alpha% or alpha. That is given in the question. Don't look at the reference I have provided. Just follow what I am instructing. Delta h by h into 100. This is alpha. So this is alpha. Delta h. If you have delta r, it will be delta h, it will be delta h. So they can be used interchangeably in this question because radius and height are being provided being similar. So this delta h by h into 100 equals delta x by x. So replace delta h by delta x, replace h by x into 100. So they are actually the same in the question. And this is alpha only. Delta x can be computed from here. It's going to be x goes up, 100 goes down. So alpha x by 100. This is your delta. Now we have the volume, which is pi r square h. Volume, let me call volume as y. Since we have taken radius as x, height will also be x, so it will be pi x cube because x square into x, so volume is pi x cube. Let us call it as y. Dy by dx, let us differentiate it. X cube will be 3x square, so you'll get 3 pi x square as the differentiate. Dx goes on the right, and that can be taken from what we have just computed initially, that is alpha x by 100. 3 pi x square into alpha x by 100, and this dy surface area, right? So dy, we are talking about volume, sorry, not surface. Dy by y into 100, so you have to have a 100 on the right hand side, you have to have a y in the denominator. So multiply it by 100, divide by y. Y is nothing but pi x cube, so write pi x cube. Now cancel everything, only 100 goes, x cube goes, pi goes, and only 3 and alpha will be remaining, 3 alpha. So this is, so the error in the volume of the cylinder is 3 alpha percent. When the error of alpha percent is made in the height, that is how you are going to write on. Now this should come first, but anyways, you understand well. While measuring the side of an equilateral triangle of an error of k percent is made, the percentage error in its area is. Equilateral triangle means equal angle, equal side. All sides are equal, all angles are equal. Now measuring the side of an equilateral triangle, let us call the side as x. So measuring the side of an equilateral triangle, an error of k percent is made. We have delta x by x into 100 is already given as k percent. The percentage error in its area. Area is what? Root 3 by 4 x square. So let us call this as y. Y is equal to root 3 by 4 x square. Dy by dx is root 3 by 4, and this is 2x. Don't cancel 4 and 2 as of now. You'll just see y. Dx and delta x can be computed from here. X goes up, 100 goes down. So it's kx by 100 in place of delta x, or dx, replace it by kx by 100. So this dx goes here, and in place of dx I am replacing it by kx by 100. So root 3 by 4 into 2x, here kx by 100. Now dy. Okay. Now this dy by y into 100 has to be computed, so you need to have 100 on the right hand side, and you need to divide it by y, which is essentially the area, which is root 3 by 4x. Now replace it, or just put root 3 by 4x square here, and you have to write everything what I am saying. This goes, 100 goes, x square also goes, this 100 goes, you have 2 and k. So this is 2k. So this dy by y into 100 is 2k percent. The area, or in the area of the error, is 2k percent. If log 4, the base is e, is 1.3868, then log base e 4.01 is what? Now we are already aware that in this kind of question we always take the part which can be solved easily and the other part as the delta x. So here we take x as 4 and delta x as 0.01. So the function which is with us is log x. So this is log x. The base is e. The base has to be e, only then you will be able to differentiate this function. So y is fx. X is already 4. Delta x, as I mentioned earlier, it's 0.01. Then we have log 4. Now what is log 4? It's already given in the question. It is 1.3868. This is your y. Now let us differentiate dy by dx. Log x is 1 by x. So dy by dx at x equals to 4. So let us find out the value at 4, which is 1 by 4. Now delta y is dy by dx into delta x. Dy by dx is 1 by 4. Delta x is from here. Delta x is dx only, 0.01. So you get 1 by 400. That comes out to be 0.0025. Y plus delta y now. That is what we wanted. That will give you the value of log 4.01. Now let us add this y plus delta y. So you have to add this 1.3868. Finally, the log of 4.01 is 1.3893. That is, after addition of these two, you'll get this is the final. A sphere of radius 100 millimeter shrinks to radius 98 millimeter. Then the approximate decrease in its volume is from 100 to 98. So it is decrementing, shrinking, or you can say squeezing. So radius is x, volume y. Now it will be easier for us to deal with x and y because we are accustomed to x and y. So this is the reference I can give you, but those who want to follow, let us go ahead. X is 100. X plus delta x becomes 98 after shrinking. So that is, we can find out delta x from here. As we can see, This hex goes here. 98 minus 100 is -2. So this is the decrement of shrinking. Then we have y. As we said, y will be taken as the volume, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube, or radius we have taken as x, so 4 by 3 pi x cube. dy by dx is the differentiation of this. 4 by 3 pi 3x square, 3 gets cancelled. You have 4 pi x square here, dy by dx. Now we have to find out the value of dy by dx at x. What is x here? 100. So 4 pi into 100 square you'll get, into 10 to the power of 4 it is. Delta y is what? Dy by dx into delta x. Dy by dx already computed, 4 pi 100, 4 zeros it is, 1000, and delta x is -2, so you get minus 80000 4 zeros pi, and this is millimeter cube. Okay, if the ratio of base radius and height of a cone is 1:2 and percentage error in radius is lambda %, so this is radius and this is height. The ratio of radius and height is given in the question. Radius by height is equal to 1/2, and the percentage error in radius is, what is the percentage error? It's delta r by r into 100. It is lambda. We'll take it as delta x by x into 100 equal to lambda in a short while. Volume is what? It's 1/3 pi r square h. Let us call y as volume. So 1/3 pi r square h it will. So as I said, better to regard radius as x, and when radius is x, what will be h in terms of x? Because we need to eliminate either r or h, or have them in one term. So 1/3 pi, you have this x square, and this height will be 2x. So you have pi by 3, it's 2 coming here, 2 pi by 3, x square into x is going to be x cube. Please remember, this is our final y. Now I am differentiating dy by dx, so it will be 2 pi by 3. X cube will be 3x square. 3 gets cancelled. You have 2 pi x square. This is your dy by dx. dy by dx is 2 pi x square. And dx goes on the right. We have this one as what? Delta x by x into 100. As I said, radius, we will regard it as x. So delta x by x into 100 is lambda. From here you can get delta x or dx. So lambda x by 100. If you shift those on the right, 2 pi x squared in place of delta x or dx, just replace this pi x by 100. Now we need percentage error. So you need dy by dx, dy by y, sorry, into 100, and that is what we wanted. And since I have divided y on the left, we have to divide this 2 pi by 3 x cube here also, and we have to multiply by 100 also. So this x square and x goes, it can be cancelled. 2 pi can be cancelled. You have 100 multiplied, so 100 also gets cancelled. 3 goes up, lambda is there. So you have 3 into lambda as dy by y into 100, which is the percentage error in the volume. So this is how you are going to follow and write. The pressure P and the volume V of a gas are connected by the relation PV to the power 1/4, which is a constant. We know that we have to take log. The percentage increase in the pressure corresponding to diminution of 0.5% in the volume is. And now this is the only catch in this question. How are we going to write the last one? If you are aware, you can just follow these instructions which are given on the left, printed, and you can go ahead. And those who want to understand PV to the power 1/4 is a constant. Let us call it as a K, and then take the log on both the sides. Log P, 1/4 comes in front, log V, and that is going to be equal to log K. Okay. Now let us differentiate it, and differentiation will be log P is 1 by P dP by dV, and I am saying that let us differentiate it with respect to V. Alright, 1 by P dP by dV plus 1/4, we are differentiating with respect to V, so it is going to be 1 by V, and log K is going to be equal to 0. So we are differentiating with respect to V again, just calling. And this is going to be 0, it's a constant. So there will be a relationship formed from here. The percentage increase in the pressure corresponding to diminution of 0.5% in the volume is. Now this is very key. That means delta V by V, that is the percentage increase in the pressure corresponding to diminution of 0.5% in the volume. So diminution of 0.5% in the volume is what? Delta V by V is equal to half, but it is diminution, it is decreasing, or things are coming down, so it has to be negative. Shrinking, decreasing, diminution, all these are considered negative while we do these kind of. So delta v by v or dv by v is equal to negative half. That is what we are going to use in what we have just differentiated, and try to find out dp by v, because we have to find out the percentage increase in the pressure corresponding to this delta v by v. So I'm just relocating things so that I can get dv by v somewhere and dp by p somewhere. So we have dp by p here, dv goes on the top on the right hand side, dv by v. Now dv by v is already known to us, that is going to be negative half, so minus 1 by 4 into minus 1 by 2 is going to be 1 by 8, negative becomes positive. dp by p is 1 by 8. So this percentage, if you want to find out, this is into 100 only, because both ways delta v by v into is equal to negative half, I just gave it as negative half. Otherwise I would have showed you delta v by v into 100 is negative half. So eventually this multiplied by 100 will get cancelled, and that is going to be 1 by 8%. So it's one of the same thing which we discussed earlier. You can do like that, or this one also is true, 1 by 8%. If y is equal to x to the power n, then the ratio of relative errors in y and x is. So relative error I already told you, that is relative error of y is change in y divided by original y. Delta x by x, that is change in x divided by the x is the relative error. So the ratio of these two relative error is what? That is the question being asked. So we have y is equal to x to the power n. So dy by dx is going to be equal to nx to the power n minus 1. And dy by dx, now let us try to visualize this delta y by y and delta x by x, how it is going to come. Because dy by dx is ultimately delta y and delta x only. I am not going to just write delta y here, and x to the power n minus 1 is already there, delta x goes on the right. Now I am purposefully dividing delta y by y and delta x by x purposefully. For that we have to multiply y here, we have to multiply x, because in the denominator y and x has being introduced by me, by myself. So I have to cancel it out also. But y is x to the power n, remember? So you can replace it by x to the power n on the left hand side. So I have introduced y, and this x to the power n is there. Then delta y by y, and this delta x by x goes down, because this is what we essentially want. All other things goes on the right. So x to the power n goes into the denominator, and x to the power n minus 1 into x divided by x to the power n. Now this x to the power n, when it goes up, it will be x to the power negative 1, x raised negative 1. Now the power will be added, n minus 1 plus 1 minus n. What do you get? This gets cancelled. This also gets cancelled. You get a 0. X to the power 0. Anything to the power 0 is 1. So you are only left with n. What is in the denominator? 1. So the ratio of delta y, that is the relative errors of y and x, is nothing but n is to 1. N divided by 1. N is to 1 is simply n divided by 1 only. So it is n is to 1, which is the final of fourth. The approximate value of 33 to the power 1 by 5 or 33 raised to 1 by 5 is. So these questions have already been dealt by us, but let us solve it for the sake of completion. 32 is what? 2 to the power 5, and we have 1 to the power 5. So x has to be 32, delta x has to be 1, that is x plus delta x is 33, x goes here, 33 minus 32 is going to be 1, delta x is 1. Okay, so we have delta x is equal to 1, y is x to the power 1 by 5, that is our equation. Now dy by dx is nx to the power n minus 1, so 1 by 5, x to the power 1 by 5 minus 1, and x, we have to find out the value of dy by dx and y at 32. So what is the value of y at 32? 32 raised 1 by 5, as I said, 2 to the power 5, this gets cancelled, you have 2. Y is 2 in this case. What is dy by dx at x equals to 32? Let us first find out this one. 1 by 5 minus 1 is negative 4 by 5. 1 minus 5 by 5, negative 4 by 5, it goes down. So this, because it would have been x to the power minus 4 by 5. This goes down. Dy by dx is this one. So as I said, we have to compute it at the value which is x being assumed. X is 32 here. So 32 to the power 4 by 5, which is essentially 32 to the power 1 by 5 raised to the power 4. So 32 raised 1 by 5 is 2, 2 raised 4 is 4 to the 4, 4 to the 16, 16 it is. So 1 by 5 into 16 is going to be 1 by 80, and this you get 1 by 80. Delta y is what? Dy by dx into delta x. This we already know. Divided by dx, what is the value? 1 by 80. Delta x is the previous one, which is 1. Okay, 1 by 80 will give you 0.0125. If you compute, if you actually divide it, you will get this. And what is y plus delta y? What was the y value when we computed it for 32? It was 2. And the delta y we just computed is 0.0125. When you add these two, the final value will come, which is 2.012. The circumference of a circle is measured as 28 centimeter with an error of 0.01 centimeter. The percentage error in the area is, circumference is 2 pi r, area is pi r square. When it comes to a circle, these are the things which we are going to write. That is, area is pi r square and the circumference is 2 pi r. So rather than dealing with area and circumference, why not to deal with x and y? So we will call the circumference and area. Circumference can be taken as x, area can be taken as y. Now it will be easier for us to deal with y and x. X is 28. What is delta x? I am talking about circumference. Circumference error is 0.01. Actual circumference 28. So y is pi r square. What is y? Now let us write y in terms of x. That is the key. What is the key? We have to eliminate this r and write it in terms of circumference. So 2 pi r is equal to x. This is pi. R can be written as x by 2 pi. R is x by 2 pi. R square is x square by 2 pi whole square. That is 4 pi square. So you have pi, r square is x square by 4 pi square. 1 pi gets cancelled. You have x square by 4 pi. This is y. Now we have dy by dx. So just differentiate it. It is 2x divided by pi. So it is going to be x by 2 pi. X by 2 pi it is. So this is dy by dx. Dy by dx. Dx goes on the right. This dx goes on the right. Dy is equal to x by 2 pi into dx. So we need the percentage error in the area. What is the percentage error in the area? This is delta y by y into 100 that we want. So this is dy by y. So we have to divide a y here. When we have dx, that is delta x only. So dy by y and then compute this. I have y already computed. That is, initially I told you already what is y, because pi r square I changed it in terms of x. On the right we have x by 2 pi. Dx is already known to us, which is delta x 0.01, and now y has to be in the denominator. Whatever is there in the numerator, it has to be there. Now cancel all those things which comes here. I am again computing or showing you how to compute this y in terms of x. So we have x square by 4 pi. So x square 4 pi goes up. X gets cancelled. You have 2 pi with 2. 2 by x into 0.01. So you have delta y by y. And when you multiply it by 100, it's going to be multiplied by 100. This, what is x? It is 28. So you have 2 by 28. And this other things gets cancelled. You have 1 by 14. So the percentage error in the area is nothing but 1 by 14 that you are going to choose, which is the first option in this case. Okay, this is all about this MCQ. Thank you so much and have a good one.